In this video, I'm going to showcase this character in anime dimensions. This is what I'm using and with no assists or damaging traits. Remember to like the video and subscribe. The first ability is actually kind of strong, while the second ability is also pretty strong. So they're both pretty good abilities. Their ability actually doesn't deal damage at all, but it does give you this Kurumi effect, which is the same but only for the first and second abilities, so this is how you can experience Kurumi. And then he has a fourth ability that is, okay, strong, but it's just, yeah, it's just kind of strong. The assist is, it's probably nothing you will worry about. You probably won't use him as an assist. It's not too good, honestly. In the boss rush, he is okay, he's okay, because, well, you see, this Kurumi effect without having Kurumi is actually pretty good, because with the third ability you can actually spam those abilities without a pet, and if you don't have a good pet, that's actually gonna be awesome for you, because, well, you have this good pet effect without having the pets. So this Kurumi effect that the third ability gives is just really strong, especially since the first and second abilities are both really strong. So Deku's actually okay in boss rush. In raids, he does not have a dash move, and he only has actually 3 moves to use: first, second, and fourth ability, because his third ability doesn't deal any damage. Thing is, the third ability is probably the best ability for him anyway, because that makes him able to spam the first and second abilities, and that's actually kind of OP. Especially since if you have the best stuff in the game, you can probably one-shot stuff with the first and second abilities. So if you use third ability, you can just go around and spam and one-shot everything. So that's going to be really good. It does kind of affect him with his AoE. It's not the best because it's like a line with the first ability, but still it's okay. Like, he is by no means a bad character in Dimension for beginners. For late game players, probably not use him, because, well, he doesn't have a dash, and he doesn't have like very fast moves that can kill everything instantly, like with huge AoE. But for beginners, he's gonna be really good. He's strong, you can spam his abilities, and yeah, just in general, when you're a beginner in Dimensions, you don't really care about dashes or the speed. You care about the damage to kill your enemies without dying yourself, and I think Deku does that quite well, giving a speed boost with the third ability and also making you able to spam. And then the fourth ability is actually kind of good, because you can actually use abilities quite fast after you use the fourth ability. It doesn't take too long to start spamming abilities after you use the fourth ability, so it's okay. Though it's probably not the ace up your sleeve once you do play with him. Either way, I do think that Deku could be pretty good if you don't have any good stuff. If you are just starting out, you have no good cards, no accessory at all, no good pets, I believe he could be pretty good. And you can see here, I mess up big time here, and that makes this time really bad. But in general, I just think that Deku is going to be okay for beginners, because, well, he has a good spam move. The spam move is probably one of the best moves in the game, and if this was on a better character, or if this move was on Shadow Monarch, for example, it's much better than the spam move that he has. I'm just saying that. Either way, I don't think Deku is someone you will probably be using as a main for Dimensions. You could probably use Dio instead, because Dio is the one you should buy. But if you use him correctly, I think he would be really good for beginners, especially beginners, because, well, yeah, he just had that spam. In raids, now this is where things get interesting. Without a pet, he kind of has like a cheating move. He doesn't have a pet, well, the other ones don't have pets either, but the third ability literally acts as if he would have the second best pet in the game, Kurumi. The third ability makes him able to spam like Kurumi would be able to make him spam. So it's just, he sacrifices one ability, the third ability, to just have a Kurumi pet. So that's kind of OP. Like, without a pet, he's actually one of the best raid characters they can get. I believe, in my spreadsheet, he actually is the best raid character you can get without a pet, because his spam ability is so useful. Like, I'm not joking, his spam ability is insanely good, and it doesn't even have that long of a cooldown. You can use it quite often, and it makes, and just to mention, just to add, it also like it actually, the duration of the third ability is actually pretty long as well. So like, he is really good. He's really good with it. So if you don't want to get Dio for some reason, Deku, if you don't have a good pet, a pet that actually reduces cooldown reduction, Deku would probably be one of your best raid characters in terms of damage without a pet. He's actually insanely strong. With a pet, he is falling off quite hard. Very hard, actually. Because his energy gain is just non-existent. He gets like no energy. And that makes it so he doesn't benefit from the pets. And sure, you could argue that then he can use his third ability much more often. But no, it's barely more often. The only reason why Deku is good without the pet is because he can spam the third ability, and then you would assume that since he can spam it more often now, he's gonna be a lot better. But no, since his abilities don't give him energy. Like, literally, they don't give him energy. They do, but it's so little that you barely notice it, and that makes him not too good even with a good pet. I mean, if you use Kurumi, you could have a double Kurumi and basically get the first and second abilities instant, but that would be too much. So if you have good stuff, Deku is not going to be useful at all. But for beginners, Deku is actually really good, and a really good character for like, if you're just starting out, if you don't have good stuff. So that's why I'm saying he's a very good starter for beginners. But honestly, you should get Dio. You won't get Deku at all. Deku without the pet is actually really good because he basically has a Kurumi pet built into his third ability, Rewind. But with the pet, it actually isn't too much better. Like, it's not a big improvement, and he's one of the worst raid characters after with the pet, while he's one of the best raid characters without the pet. And his assist is really bad, and either way, I think Dio is going to be better for you. So Deku is not good at all. You shouldn't really buy Deku for anything, since he's not a good main for you. Though he is a good main for beginners, that's the thing. But Dio is just a better beginner, better for beginners, and just better in general, and it's going to be much better late game. So you should buy Dio for beginners anyway. But yes, he is good for beginners, but he drops off really hard later. He's not really that good. I would not recommend buying him except for stat points. On the tier list, where will Deku be placed? Now, Deku is pretty good at early game, but the thing is, if you buy Deku, you just wasted 3,600 raid tokens, which you could spend on a better character like Dio. And late game, he will fall off. He will have no use. He's not good with a good pet. He's not a good assist. He's not going to be used at all, which is not the case for Dio. Dio is good for beginners and good for late game players. And with a good pet, with the late game stuff, he's as good as Mitsuri. So I can't place him higher than Mitsuri. It's just a waste of tokens. Yes, he's really, really good for beginners. Like, without a pet, he is, like, insanely good. But you could just buy Dio. He's going to be basically as good. And Dio is going to carry on to late game as well. That's about it. At 30,000 subscribers, I'm going to make a giveaway. So make sure to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like the video, and see you in the next one.